Okay, welcome back to another episode of the English class. Now today, as you can see on the screen that has been displayed, today we are going to start the grammar section. We have covered all the prose and the poetry section of your syllabus. Only the play has remained, but the play is too long. Like we have discussed and decided that the play is too long to be incorporated into this online class. So we are going to start with the grammar part of your syllabus, and today's grammar lesson is on the different types of sentences. Now I had told you right at the beginning in my very first class, when I gave you the introduction, I had told you to find out the meanings of certain grammar terms that were displayed in that on the screen in that particular class. I hope you have done it, because if you haven't, it will be difficult for you to follow the lessons that we are going to have in this grammar section. Now, grammar, to give a short introduction of what exactly grammar is, it is the technical aspect of language. It is the structure in which language is used when we speak or when we write. So a knowledge of grammar is important for us to be able to write and speak correctly. Now, and grammar is very, very vast. There are certain things in grammar which come in your exams, and those are the only ones that we are going to concentrate on. But as a warning, I would like to tell you right at the beginning that unless you practice, grammar has certain rules which you are already, some of which you are already familiar with. Your teachers have told you in your school, in your junior classes, that grammar is made up of certain rules. But the rules in grammar cannot be compartmentalized like they can be done in, say, mathematics. So in that way, it is slightly, English grammar is slightly difficult, because all the rules that we apply in English grammar are not, as I said, compartmentalized. You cannot apply the same rule in every kind of sentence. But there is, even then, there is a general rule that you can follow, and that is what we are going to try and discuss in our grammar classes. And another important thing you must keep in mind is that to be able to use the language properly, you do not need a knowledge of grammar. There are lots and lots of people who can speak better than me, who can write better than me, but they have no knowledge of grammar. They do not have any knowledge of the things that we are going to discuss. So the basic reason that you have grammar in your syllabus, in your school syllabus, is to try and help you to understand what changes are to be made when you write that sentence in another manner. But then keep this much in mind: to be able to use the language fluently, you don't need a knowledge of grammar. The only thing that you require is a lot of practice. Like I've told you in the first class, you must have a lot of reading practice, writing practice. You must develop these habits of being in touch with the language, and that way, even though you may not have a strong foundation of grammar, you will still be able to use the language properly. Now today's lesson, in this next slide, today's lesson, I told you, is on types of sentences, but to understand that, you have to understand what we have displayed in this particular screen. Now, this is the basic foundation on which sentences are written grammatically correctly. Now, this is something you've been hearing since junior school, but many of you do not know how, what these terms actually mean. They are displayed on the screen here. A sentence, the first line there says, I have written it in short. I am giving you this lecture to explain in more detail what I have written on the board. What is displayed on your screen. A sentence is a group of words that makes sense, that makes complete sense because it has a subject and a predicate. Now those are the two terms that you must be familiar with to be able to understand most of what we'll discuss in our grammar lessons. A subject भनेको के हो त्यहाँ छोटकरीमा लेखिदिएको छ. Subject is that part of the sentence which talks about somebody or something. What or whom the sentence is about is explained by the subject of the sentence. The subject, you will see there, the subject of a sentence is always a noun or a pronoun. You cannot have a verb, you cannot have an adjective, you cannot have a conjunction or an interjection or a preposition as the subject of a sentence. If you use, you are allowed to begin a sentence with, say, an adjective or a verb. But when you use an adjective or a verb as the subject of the sentence, it takes the nature of a noun or a pronoun. So remember this much, subject भनेको जसको बारेमा हामीले सेन्टेन्समा कुरा गर्छौं, जसको बारेमा या जुन चीजको बारेमा हामी कुरा गर्छौं त्यसलाई सब्जेक्ट भनिन्छ. And the subject is always, as I told you, a noun or a pronoun. It cannot be anything else. Then what is the predicate? The predicate part of the sentence is that part which says something about the subject. तपाईले सुरुमा सब्जेक्ट लेख्नुभयो, सब्जेक्टको बारेमा केही कुरा भन्नु हुँदैछ, जे भन्नुहुन्छ सब्जेक्टको बारेमा त्यसलाई प्रेडिकेट भनिन्छ. So one word in the predicate will have a lot of other words. You can have adverbs, adjectives, conjunctions and prepositions and so on, but one word in the predicate must be a verb. तपाईको प्रेडिकेटमा एउटा शब्द verb हुन्छै हुन्छ, किनभने verb नलगाइकन सेन्टेन्स बनिँदैन. So again, subject, that part of the sentence which indicates what or whom we are talking about in the sentence. It is either a noun or a pronoun. And the predicate part of the sentence is what we say about the subject. Subject ko barema je kuraharu bhanincha, that is called the predicate, and one word in the predicate must be a verb. Now there are those three examples I have you can see on the screen there. And the purple part, as you see the words that are highlighted in purple, is the subject part of the sentence. The ones that are highlighted in the green color is the predicate part of the sentence. So in the first sentence there, Raja Lama and Yangchen Lamu are teaching you English. कसको कुरा हुँदैछ त्यो सेन्टेन्समा? राजा लामा र याङछेन लमुको. So that part is the predicate. उनीहरुको बारेमा के भनिँदैछ? Are teaching you English. That is the predicate part of the sentence. The same thing applies in the other two. First ma Raja Lama, Yangchen Lamu, both of them are nouns, proper noun. Second, third also you will see, sweat popped out of on the boy's face. That second sentence is taken from your lesson, from your thank you ma'am भन्ने कथाको sentence हो. Sweat popped out on the boy's face. के को कुरा हुँदैछ? Sweat को कुरा हुँदैछ. Sweat को बारेमा के भनिँदैछ? Popped out on the boy's face. That part is the predicate. So in that second sentence, the word sweat here is a noun. It's a common noun. About third sentence ma, honesty, generosity and integrity are examples of virtues. त्यहाँनिर पनि त्यही हो. अगाडिको honesty, generosity and integrity, that is the subject part of the sentence. कसको कुरा हुँदैछ? Honesty, generosity and integrity. के भनिँदैछ त्यसको बारेमा? यिनीहरुको बारेमा के भनिँदैछ? These are examples of virtues. That is the predicate part. Now in the third sentence, the subject part of the sentence, I told you, must be a noun or a pronoun. Third sentence ma all of them are nouns and they are abstract nouns. अझै एउटा कुरा यहाँनिर के नोटिस गर्नुहुन्छ भने थर्ड सेन्टेन्समा तीनटा भिन्दै भिन्दै आइटम मिलेर एउटा सब्जेक्ट बन्यो, honesty, generosity and integrity. Sentence number 2 मा एउटै शब्द मात्रै छ, sweat. In sentence number 1, the first sentence, Raja Lama and Yangchen Lamu, दुईटा मिलेर एउटा सब्जेक्ट बनिँदैछ. So this is a very basic thing that you must be able to follow, you must be able to understand, because most of the things that we'll discuss in grammar will be based on your ability to write the subject and the predicate properly. अझै एउटा कुरा यहाँ यो स्क्रिनमा म बताइदिइहाल्छु. हामीले सब्जेक्ट र प्रेडिकेट भन्छौँ. We never say predicate and subject. Why? Because generally the subject is written at the beginning of a sentence. It may come at in the middle of the sentence, it may be at towards the end of the sentence, but generally the subject is written at the beginning. अनि सब्जेक्ट जहिले पनि सब्जेक्टको पछाडि verb आउँछ. त्यो तीनटै सेन्टेन्समा verb. अब मैले देखाइन. फर्स्ट सेन्टेन्समा verb are teaching, सेकेन्ड सेन्टेन्समा verb popped out, त्यो फ्रेजल verb भनिन्छ, popped verb भयो. थर्ड सेन्टेन्समा are verb भयो. So you will see that the verb comes after the subject. So that is why the subject is written before the predicate. Now, so I hope in this screen your this idea about the subject and predicate has become clear, and based on this foundation we will build upon the other grammar items that we have to learn. Okay, so in this next slide you will see the different types of sentences, and here these are the terms that you must be familiar with. यो टर्म्सहरु तपाईको फर्स्टको इन्ट्रोडक्सन हामीले जब दिँदाखेरि त्यो एउटा डल्लै ग्रामर भनेर त्यो वर्ड्सहरु टर्म्सहरु दिएको थियो, त्यसमा पनि छ यो टर्म्सहरु. These are terms you must be familiar with because questions are asked in that manner. In the next screen when we discuss the examples you will see them. अब यो टर्म्सहरु मैले भनिहाले, तपाईले चिन्नै पर्छ. त्यो यसको के रे डेफिनेसन तपाईले बुझेको हुनु पर्यो. So here in this screen you see that there are basically 5 kinds of sentences, 5 different types of sentences. The first one is the assertive sentence. Assertive sentence भनेको any sentence which gives a statement. A sentence which makes a statement is called an assertive sentence, and assertive sentence ends with a full stop. अब जस्तै एक्जाम्पल के हुन्छ स्टेटमेन्टको, टुडे इट इज रेनिङ सेन्टेन्स हो. टुडे इट इज रेनिङ इज अ सेन्टेन्स. नाउ वाट एम आई सेइङ व्हेन आई से टुडे इट इज रेनिङ? आई एम मेकिङ अ स्टेटमेन्ट हो. यस्तो सेन्टेन्सलाई असर्टिभ सेन्टेन्स भनिन्छ. असर्टिभ सेन्टेन्स दुई टाइपको हुन्छ. एउटालाई अफर्मेटिभ भनेको छ, अर्कोलाई नेगेटिभ भनेको छ. नाउ अफर्मेटिभ र नेगेटिभमा डिफ्रेन्स के हो? एक्जाममा तपाईहरुलाई चेन्ज इन्टु अ नेगेटिभ सेन्टेन्स भनेर क्वेसन दिएको छ भने तपाईलाई दिएको सेन्टेन्सलाई अफर्मेटिभ भनिन्छ. या क्वेसनमा चेन्ज इन्टु अफर्मेटिभ सेन्टेन्स भनेर दिएको छ भने जुन क्वेसन दिएको हुन्छ त्यो नेगेटिभ हुन्छ. सो द टु टाइप्स. असर्टिभ सेन्टेन्स इज अ सिम्पल स्टेटमेन्ट एन्डिङ विथ अ फुल स्टप. जस्तै व्हेन आई सेड टुडे it is raining, it is an assertive sentence. You could also call it an affirmative sentence. अब त्यसलाई नेगेटिभ बनाउनु हो भने if I say something like today it is not raining, I am using the word no or not, therefore it is a negative sentence. त्यति मात्रै हो यसमा डिफरेन्स. अब त्यो ब्र्याकेटमा दिएको जुन शब्दहरू छ ग्रीन कलरले लेखेको छ, that is your hint. So you keep in mind the different words that may be used when you are trying to form a negative sentence. त्यहाँ no, not, nor, none, nobody, no one भनेर दिएको छ. That is your hint. So if they tell you to make a negative sentence, you must try and use one of those words. Now, so the first one is an assertive sentence. दुई थरीको भने मैले, अफर्मेटिभ र नेगेटिभ. जब तपाईलाई नेगेटिभ देखाउनु पर्छ त्यति बेला अफर्मेटिभ भन्ने वर्ड युज हुन्छ. अदरवाइज सिम्पली इट इज कल्ड एन असर्टिभ सेन्टेन्स. सो फर्स्ट सेन्टेन्स, फर्स्ट टाइप वी हेभ डिस्कस्ड जस्ट नाउ इज एन असर्टिभ सेन्टेन्स. अनि द सेकेन्ड टाइप इज एन इन्टरोगेटिभ सेन्टेन्स. एन इन्टरोगेटिभ सेन्टेन्स इज अ सेन्टेन्स विच आस्क्स अ क्वेसन. इट एन्ड्स विथ अ क्वेसन मार्क. जब कुनै सेन्टेन्सको लास्टमा क्वेसन मार्क देख्नुभयो भने त्यसलाई के भनिन्छ? इन्टरोगेटिभ सेन्टेन्स भनिन्छ. इन्टरोगेटिभ सेन्टेन्स इज अल्सो अफ टु काइन्ड्स. वान इज कल्ड, अब फर टु सिम्प्लिफाई थिङ्स फर यु वी हेभ सेड वान टाइप अफ सेन्टेन्स इज अ इन्टरोगेटिभ सेन्टेन्स इज द WH क्वेसन. The other one is a yes no question. WH question भनेको questions which begin with WH words like who, when, where and so on. Also the word how जुन तपाईको यहाँनिर green यो hint मा दिएको छ, the word how even though does not begin with W is also called a WH question. अब जस्तै who are you, where do you live, when will you come home, how was your day today, whose shirt are you wearing, all these are questions which begin with WH words, so WH questions. The other kind of question is a yes no question. Yes no question किन यसको आन्सर कि yes हुन्छ कि no हुन्छ. So those words there are used to form yes no questions. Am I interfering in your work? Example beginning with am. Answer huncha yes ki cha no. Is the sun shining? Answer ki yes huncha ki no huncha. So when you form questions using the hints given on that part of the screen, then the question asked is a yes no question. Only when you use the hints given on the left side of your screen, WH question ko muni, then your answer is not yes or no. Who are you भनेर question सोध्यो भने yes भन्दैन कि no भन्दैन. Who are you भने नि you will give a complete answer. If somebody asks me who are you, I will say I am a teacher, I am Raja Lama or whatever. So interrogative दुई थरीको हुन्छ, WH question र yes no question हुन्छ. Now before we proceed to the rest, you will see on this screen only a few of those terms are written in red. त्यो रेड कलरले किन लेखेको भन्दाखेरि तपाईको अहिलेसम्मको एक्जाममा यति मात्रै आएको छ. यति मात्रै भन्नुको अर्थ when you make the changes, they have asked you to change it into interrogative or change it into negative or affirmative or assertive. त्यति मात्रै आएको छ, त्यही कारण त्यो पार्ट चाहिँ हामीले रेड लेटरले हाइलाइट गरेको छौं. But your syllabus also contains the rest that we have shown you on the board. 3, 4 र 5 पनि तपाईको सिलेबसमा छ. तर अहिलेसम्म एक्जाममा जति पनि एक्जाम तपाईको सिलेबस न्यू सिलेबसमा भयो, त्यो एक्जामहरुमा अहिलेसम्म यो यति रेड कलर्सले हाइलाइट गरेको टाइप्स मात्रै आएको छ. Now so you need to concentrate on that part, and when we discuss the examples we'll try and show you what changes we have made, but the rest of it is also there in your syllabus even though they have never come so far, so we have to discuss that also. The third kind of sentence is called an imperative sentence. Imperative sentence bhaneko a sentence which gives an order, which makes a request or which gives an advice. Tyahanira lekhdeko cha order, request, advice. Any sentence that gives an order or makes a request or gives an advice is called an imperative sentence. Esma punctuation ma ke लाग्छ, it may end with a full stop, it may also end with an exclamation mark. Punctuation जस्तै assertive मा punctuation full stop हुन्छ भने, interrogative मा punctuation question mark हुन्छ, imperative मा punctuation full stop पनि हुन सक्छ, exclamation mark पनि हुन सक्छ. You have to, look at the sentence and you have to decide whether it is imperative or exclamatory. त्यसको पछाडी exclamatory छ. अब कसरी डिसाइड गर्नुहुन्छ, order हो या advice हो या request हो भने तपाईले त्यो चिन्नु सक्नु पर्यो. And generally, another point we have noted there is, generally an imperative sentence does not have a subject. Example, त्यही कारण अघि हाम्रो यसको अगाडिको स्क्रिनमा सब्जेक्ट प्रेडिकेट हामीले डिस्कस गर्यौं, किनभने यो चेन्जेसहरु गर्दा यो बुझ्नु जरुरी छ. अब यसमा सब्जेक्ट हुँदैन भने, जस्तै if I say get out of the class, when I say get out of the class, I am giving an order, and so this sentence is an imperative sentence. तर यहाँनिर सब्जेक्ट कहाँ छ? अब when I say get out of the class, the very first word get and out together, the very first two words or the very first word, the word get is a verb. मैले अघिको स्क्रिनमा मैले भने verb जहिले पनि subject को पछाडी आउँछ अब फर्स्ट वर्ड verb छ get out of the class भन्दाखेरि फर्स्ट वर्ड verb छ so where is the subject भन्दाखेरि the subject is there it is presumed to be there but you cannot see it in the sentence so when I say get out of the class I am addressing my students so students get out of the class Raja get out of the class so that is imagined that student that Raja is there is supposed to be there but when you don't write it or when you don't say it when you are speaking you must understand that it is there you could call it a hidden subject so imperative sentence यति कुरा बुझ्नुहोस् order request या advice दिएको छ भने order यो get out of the class भइहाल्यो request को जस्तै please lend me 100 rupees please lend me your pen it is a request so imperative sentence को यति कुरा याद गर्नुहोस् order request या advice हो भने imperative sentence भनिन्छ the fourth kind of sentence is an exclamatory sentence exclamatory sentence ends with an exclamation mark last मा exclamation mark हुनु पर्यो त्यहाँ अनि exclamatory sentence कहिले प्रयोग हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि when you want to express very sudden and a very strong emotion when very suddenly you become angry or happy or sad that is when we use an exclamatory sentence exclamatory sentence को त्यहाँ hint bracket मा छ त्यो green color मा most of the time you can form an exclamatory sentence using what and how what a beautiful day it is how handsome you look today last my exclamation mark so exclamatory sentences generally for the purpose of your exam मा यस्तो question आइहाल्यो भने exam मा तपाईले आन्सर कसरी change into exclamatory sentence भनेर दिएको छ भने आन्सर लेख्दा कसरी सुरु गर्ने कोसिस गर्नु पर्यो कि what कि how बाट लेख्ने answer start गर्ने कोसिस गर्नु पर्यो so that's your hint for the exclamatory sentence the last kind of sentence there is the optative sentence an optative sentence is a sentence which makes a wish curse when you are wishing something good to happen or when you are cursing somebody then when you are making a prayer then we use what is known as an optative sentence an optative sentence can also end with a full stop maybe sometimes it may end with an exclamation mark the least common of the 5 types is the optative sentence and again optative sentences you can start by either may or wish so on this screen to summarize this screen you will concentrate for the sake of your exam for the sake of what has come so far in the exam and what is expected to come in your board exam also are the first 4 types that are written in red letters so you must be familiar with these terms अहिलेको स्क्रिनमा मैले यो टर्महरुको यो के रे डिफरेंट टाइप्स अफ सेन्टेन्सेस हामीले जुन डिस्कस गर्यौं यसको यो टर्म पनि तपाईलाई याद हुनु पर्यो अनि कस्तो खालके सेन्टेन्स हो त्यो बुझ्नु पर्यो assertive sentence ends with a full stop assertive sentence can be of 2 types affirmative and negative त्यहाँदेखि अर्को हुन्छ interrogative sentence ends with a question mark दुई टाइपै हुन्छ त्यहाँ पनि WH questions and yes no questions third kind of sentence imperative is when you give an order or a request fourth kind of sentence exclamatory ending with an exclamation mark and the fifth kind of sentence is that optative sentence which makes a wish or a curse optative ko euta example may you live happily ever after I'm making a wish I'm beginning the answer with may so that is an optative sentence so in this screen apart from those terms the words that are highlighted in green are given to you for as hint so that you know how to go about writing the answer now based on what we have discussed in this particular screen I have brought certain examples in the next screen I have got certain examples which we'll discuss as I and which we'll try to explain as you see the questions on the screen so in this screen you see these examples they are all taken from your past papers now for I think there are 6 or 7 sentences there's one more screen after this why we have, I mean, an odd number of questions here is because यो कुरा पनि तपाईले बुझिराख्नुहोस् तपाईको एक्जाममा 6 वटा सेन्टेन्स दिन्छ you have to make the changes. Now in some of the past papers this form has been asked twice. So out of those 6 sentences that are asked in the question paper, sometimes अब यो जुन टाइप हामीले डिस्कस गर्दै छौं यो टाइपको कोही बेला दुईटा क्वेशन आउँछ. That is why we have 6 or 7 questions. अब another thing you will notice here on this particular screen, the words that are written in bold block letters, that is the instruction given with the sentence. त्यहाँ देख्नु हुँदैछ अफर्मेटिभ नेगेटिभ नेगेटिभ अफर्मेटिभ यो चारटा मात्रै. त्यसैकारण यसको अगाडिको स्क्रिनमा त्यो रेड कलरले जुन वर्ड्सहरु हाइलाइट गरेको थियो त्यो वर्डहरु चाहिँ तपाईले एकदमै ध्यान दिएर हेरिराख्नु पर्यो. असर्टिभ, अफर्मेटिभ, नेगेटिभ, इन्टरोगेटिभ. इन्टरोगेटिभ अहिले अर्को स्क्रिनमा आउँछ. यो चारटा टाइप्स मात्रै अहिलेसम्म आएको छ. सो वी हेभ इट हियर. नाउ in the first sentence, the poetry of earth is never dead. Now another thing you will notice here is all the questions that will come in your grammar section, mostly all those sentences will be from your text. बाहिरको फाल्टो सेन्टेन्सहरु दिदैन. जस्तै पोएट्री अफ अर्थ पोएमबाट त्यो फर्स्ट सेन्टेन्स आयो हैन. द डोर वाज ओपन, यो थ्यांक यू म्याम को एउटा सेन्टेन्स हो. एज सुन एज शी लेफ्ट द ट्रेन, यो रस्किन बन्डको कथा जुन हामीले एउटा क्लासमा डिस्कस गर्यौं. बट द इटर्नल समर शेक्सपियरको सनेटबाट हो. सो यसमा अर्को कुरा के नोटिस गर्नुहुन्छ, all the questions that will come in your grammar section are taken from your text. So let's start discussing. First question दिएको छ, the poetry of earth is never dead. That's the question that is given to you. अब मैले एक्सप्लेन गर्नु अनि तपाईलाई बुझ्नु सुविधाको लागि कतिवटा वर्डहरु हाइलाइट भएको छ, कतिवटा वर्डहरु अन्डरलाइन गरिदिएको छु मैले यो स्क्रिनमा, so that you understand. एक्जाममा यसरी हाइलाइट गरेको हुँदैन, यसरी अन्डरलाइन गरेको हुँदैन. The instruction given for the first sentence is rewrite the sentence or change the sentence to the affirmative form. So change into an affirmative sentence भनेछ. अब त्यो सेन्टेन्स जुन चाहिँ दिएको छ क्वेशनमा त्यो सेन्टेन्सलाई अफर्मेटिभ बना भन्दैछ. भन्नुको अर्थ के हो, द गिभन सेन्टेन्स इज अ नेगेटिभ सेन्टेन्स. नेगेटिभ सेन्टेन्सलाई अफर्मेटिभ सेन्टेन्स बना भनेर भनेको छ. द आन्सर वी हेभ रिटन इज the affirmative sentence answer in the affirmative form. The poetry of earth is always alive. Now this is the point that we are trying to focus on. यहाँनिर के हुन्छ भने affirmative sentence नेगेटिभ र affirmative मा कन्फ्युजन केमा हुन्छ भने यति कुरा चाहिँ याद गर्नुहोस्, ग्रामर एक्सरसाइजमा तपाईले you are not allowed to change the meaning of the sentence. The meaning of the sentence must remain the same, but the answer must be in the affirmative form for the first one there. The first question negative किन भयो? Because they have used the word never. अघि भनेको जस्तो no, not, none, never भन्ने प्रयोग गरेको हुन्छ. never छ त्यहाँ, so it is negative. यसलाई affirmative बनाउँदा तपाईले never लाई हटाउनु पर्यो. नेभरलाई हटाउँदा के आउँदैछ तपाईको आन्सरमा, अलवेज अलाइभ आउँदैछ. अझै एउटा कुरा यो खालके चेन्जमा तपाईले के नोटिस गर्नुहुन्छ भने यु हेभ टु युज एन अपोजिट वर्ड. क्वेशनमा डेड छ, आन्सरमा अलाइभ भयो. यु विल मेक दि अदर चेन्ज. नेभर हटाएर हामीले अलवेज लेख्यौँ. बट अपार्ट फ्रम द्याट यु अल्सो मस्ट रिमेम्बर द्याट समटाइम्स होइन, मोस्ट अफ द टाइम यु हेभ टु ट्राई to write the answer using an opposite word. So the poetry of earth is never dead. Answer, the poetry of earth is always alive. दुईटा हामीले अपोजिट लेख्यौं. नेभर को ठाउँमा अलवेज लेख्यौं अनि डेड को ठाउँमा अलाइभ लेख्यौं. The second sentence there, the door was open. Now that is an affirmative sentence. The door was open is an affirmative sentence. Instruction मा के भनेको छ, change into a negative sentence. So when you make it negative, you have to try and use those words I told you in the previous screen. No, not, never, none भन्ने शब्दहरु प्रयोग गर्नुपर्छ. So here we have said the door was not closed. Not जब तपाईले नट लेख्नु भयो त्यो नेगेटिभ सेन्टेन्स भइहाल्यो अब त्यहाँनिर पनि हामीले अपोजिट वर्ड लेखेछौँ इन द क्वेसन द वर्ड युज्ड वाज ओपन इन द आन्सर द वर्ड वी हेभ रिटन इज क्लोज्ड अपोजिट अफ ओपन क्लोज्ड सो यसको आन्सर तपाईले अब नेगेटिभ बना भनेको छ सेन्टेन्स तर यसको आन्सर तपाईले द डोर वाज नट ओपन लेख्नु भएन बिकज द मिनिङ अफ द सेन्टेन्स गेट्स चेन्ज So, without changing the meaning, we have written the answer, made it negative. Negative कसरी भयो not लगाएर नेगेटिभ भयो अनि मैले अघि भने मिनिङ चेन्ज गर्नु हुँदैन मिनिङ चेन्ज गर्नु नहुनु हो भने you have to use that opposite word open को ठाउँमा closed. Now the third one is a slightly different kind of a change unlike the first two sentences. यहाँनिर as soon as she left the train अब यो कन्स्ट्रक्सन तपाईले एकदम याद गरिराख्नुहोस् as soon as भनेर कन्स्ट्रक्सन दिएको छ इन योर क्वेसन इफ दिस काइन्ड अफ अ कन्स्ट्रक्सन इज गिभन यसलाई तपाईले आन्सर लेख्दाखेरि नो सुनर अनि त्यहाँ बिचमा देन देख्नु हुँदैछ नो सुनर एन्ड देन हेभ बीन हाइलाइटेड सो द्याट इज हाउ यु क्यान मेक द चेन्ज एज सुन एज दिएको छ भने त्यही सेन्टेन्सलाई आन्सर लेख्दा नो सुनर र देन लगाएर तपाईले आन्सर फर्म गर्नु सक्नुहुन्छ सो द्याट इज द क्वेसन दे हेभ टोल्ड यु टु चेन्ज इन्टु अ नेगेटिभ सेन्टेन्स नेगेटिभ बनाउँदा हामीले नो लेख्यौँ नेगेटिभ भइहाल्यो सेन्टेन्स बट what are the other things we have changed? We have said no sooner would she leave the train than she would forget our brief encounter. So, अब यो एउटा एकपल्ट आएको छ तपाईको एक्जाममा तपाईको टाइममा पनि आउनु सक्छ नआउनु पनि सक्छ तर this construction this change you keep in mind as soon as भनेर कुनै पनि सेन्टेन्स आयो भने त्यसलाई चेन्ज गर्दाखेरि नो सुनर र बिचमा देन लगायो भने चेन्ज हुन्छ सो दिस हेज बिकम नेगेटिभ वाइ बिकज वी हेभ युज द वर्ड नो द फोर्थ सेन्टेन्स देयर बट नाउ इटर्नल समर श्याल नट फेड अगेन अन्डरलाइन देयर द वर्ड नट टेल्स अस इट इज अ नेगेटिभ सेन्टेन्स इन्स्ट्रक्सनमा भनेको छ चेन्ज इट इन्टु अफर्मेटिभ कसरी भयो बट द इटर्नल समर shall brighten लेखेछौँ not fade को opposite brighten भयो instead of saying brighten you could also say but thy eternal summer shall remain bright fade को opposite bright लेखेका छौँ त्यहाँ so in the answer we did not use the word not in the answer so our answer becomes affirmative you will notice in 1 2 and 4 you will notice that we have used opposite words also remember that affirmative or negative ko changes ma you have to either insert not or remove not and along with that you must also try and use an opposite word to make the change as we have done in number 1 never dead like always alive banayo number 2 ma was open like not closed बनायो open को opposite closed लेख्यौं अनि लास्ट मा fade को opposite bright लेखेका छौं so again two ways in which you can write that answer but thy eternal summer shall remain bright लेख्दा पनि हुन्छ so remember this opposite word use गर्नु पर्यो अनि not लेख्नु पर्यो कि लेख्नु परेन depending on whether it is affirmative or negative now in the next screen a continuation is of this only some more examples will be shown in the next screen okay these are the last three examples that we are going to show you अघिको स्क्रिनमा चारटा हेर्नुभयो यो स्क्रिनमा तीनटा छ अब 5 6 and 7 also for the first time in this particular screen you see the word assertive अब अघिसम्म अफर्मेटिभ र नेगेटिभ मात्रै आउँदै थियो यहाँनिर पनि अफर्मेटिभ नेगेटिभ छ अरु उब्रेको दुईटा सेन्टेन्समा फर द फर्स्ट टाइम यु आर सेइङ असर्टिभ अब अफर्मेटिभ र नेगेटिभ कहिले भनिन्छ अघिको स्क्रिनमा पनि मैले एक्सप्लेन गरेँ व्हेन यु वान्ट टु शो द डिफरेन्स बिट्विन अ सेन्टेन्स इन विच यु आर युजिङ नो अर नट अर नेभर अर नन एन्ड अ सेन्टेन्स इन विच यु आर नट युजिङ दोज वर्ड्स त्यो नेगेटिभ वर्ड्सहरू छैन भने अफर्मेटिभ हो त्यो नेगेटिभ वर्ड्सहरू छ भने नेगेटिभ भयो सो असर्टिभ चाहिँ कहिले भन्छ अब यु सी द्याट द क्वेसन गिभन टु यु इन नम्बर 5 who doesn't know Ram Lal it is an interrogative sentence त्यो what kind of sentence भने this is a question भन्नु भएन अहिले हामीले यो टर्म्सहरु सिकिसक्यौं this is an interrogative sentence भन्नु पर्यो so when it is an interrogative sentence and they tell you to write it in another form then they use the word assertive assertive भनेको a sentence which ends with a full stop तपाईले भन्नु पर्छ यहाँ के गर्नु पर्छ भने question लाई तपाईले sentence बनाउनु पर्यो so who doesn't know Ramlal answer is everyone knows Lamlal or everybody knows Ramlal both ways are correct when you say everyone knows Ramlal then you do not put a question mark at the end you will put a full stop so the answer that we have written is an assertive sentence and the question that is given is an interrogative sentence so एउटा यो फर्म आउँछ this is different from what we discussed in the previous screen and what we'll discuss in these two remaining examples number 6 ma I do not recall the exact number of people she fed every day change into affirmative sentence भन्दै छ यो given sentence negative कसरी हो not भन्ने शब्द युज गरेछ so it is a negative sentence so what did we write in the answer we have written I forgot the exact number of people she fed every day or you could even say I forget the exact number of people so you are not using the word not in the answer so the answer has become an affirmative sentence again to show you that is why these words have been highlighted not recall ko opposite forget huncha so in the answer we have like I told you in the previous screen we have used an opposite word and the last example there mine was a very secure childhood they have told you to change it into a negative sentence negative बनाउनु भनेपछि तपाईले not लाउनु पर्यो यहाँनिर हामीले लगायौं mine was not an insecure childhood we have used a negative word not but we have also written an opposite word secure को ठाउँमा insecure number 6 मा पनि recall को ठाउँमा forgot लेख्यौं opposite word so basic technique assertive र negative change गर्दाखेरि you have to use or not use a negative word and then you also have to find an opposite word so this is all we can discuss about this particular exercise of grammar which will come in your exam sometimes in the same board exam they'll give you two sentences of this kind so that is why we've got 7 sentences here and you need to be careful about this अब जे कुराहरु भने त्यसमा रिक्याप गरौँ या एउटा समराइज गरौँ अघिको स्क्रिनमा देखाएको त्यो रेड लेटर्सले हाइलाइट गरेको असर्टिभ इन्टरोगेटिभ र असर्टिभको दुईटा फर्म अफर्मेटिभ र नेगेटिभ यो वर्डहरु यो डेफिनेसनहरु तपाईले पक्का बुझेर चिन्नु सक्नु पर्यो and I hope in this discussion that we have had using the examples I hope this has become a lot clearer to you and I hope you will be able to do this more or less correctly in your exams अब हामीले ग्रामरको कुरा गर्दै छौं we are coming to the end of this lesson अनि ग्रामरको कुरा गर्दाखेरि तपाईले यो नभन्नुहोस् यसले के बिग्ना त्यही कुरा रिपिट गरिराको नभन्नुहोस् म गर्छु गर्नै पर्छ there is no substitute for practice ग्रामर तपाईले बोर्डमा मैले जुन प्रकारले यहाँनिर देखाइदे यसरी सिकेर हुँदैन तपाईले ग्रामर सिक्नु हो भने you have to keep on practicing these kind of changes अब कहाँबाट प्र्याक्टिस गर्नुहुन्छ that is for you to find out अब if you were in a regular school after giving an explanation of this kind I would have given to the children I would have given them extra sentences to practice on their own and in some other class we would call out answers we would make the children check and see whether the answers that they have written is correct or not त्यो प्रकारले ग्रामरको ड्रिलहरु गराइन्छ unless you have that kind of drill unless you have that kind of practice you are not going to learn by simply listening to these lectures you have to have the practice अनि अहिले यो के रे अब यो लकडाउन को समयमा you when you don't go to when you do not have regular school it may be difficult to do this but you can always keep on reading keep on practicing writing you can keep on listening to people speaking in English the skills that I told you you must acquire to develop proficiency in the language so today's grammar lesson we have ended with this particular screen and with this particular exercise. In the next class, we will move on to another part of grammar which comes again every year. एउटा इन्डाइरेक्ट स्पिच आउँछ, एउटा यो एक्टिभ प्यासिभ भोइस भन्ने आउँछ. विल do one of those in our next class.